Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Sorry this video is coming out a lot later than it should. I meant to record this like a little after midnight, but then at that time, I just passed out because I was hella tired. And when I woke up and regained my senses, it was like well past 3 a.m. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna wait till like 8 or 9 or something. And here we are. I'm trying not to make this a habit, but it's becoming a habit. But I mean, most of you probably watch these videos like at this hour anyway. So I don't think it matters that much. But yeah, sorry. Anywho, today we're going to be talking about Bring Her Back. So as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So let's get to it. Pros. Okay, Bring Her Back. This is made by the duo behind Talk to Me, a little horror movie that came out 2 years ago via A24. I gotta find it. Well, here it is. It's one, as you can see, it's one of A24's biggest movies. So yeah, this movie right here, yeah, came out like late July. I remember expectations being like really low. I think it was like projected to open with like $4 to $5 million, and with like 10, 15 million, something like that. Open with 10 million, had really good legs. Ended up making 48 million domestically, 91 million worldwide on a budget of 4.2 million. That's fantastic. It is A24's highest grossing horror movie. So, yeah, considering Bring Her Back is like their follow up movie, yeah, like the fact that Talk to Me was such a hit, was a well received hit, that's only good. So, yeah, so the success and reputation of Talk to Me, just by itself and compared to like other A24 movies, that's a big old pro, right? So that's pro number one. Pro number two. Reviews for this movie are very good. Has an 89% critics score. Its audience score is a little lower at 76%, but that's not really fatal. But its cinema score is a B plus, which is like well above average for a horror movie. That's the same score Final Destination Bloodlines got. And I just found out Talk to Me got the exact same score, B plus. So yeah, for horror, this is great. This tells me that, people do like this movie. So, yeah, word of mouth across the board is good, is rock solid. So that's a pro. Another pro, um, let's see. I guess there's no real direct competition when it comes to like horror or serious horror. I know the next big horror movie coming out is 28 Years Later, and that's not until June 20th. I'm not sure. There might be like some. Let me check the calendar just to be sure. There's like nothing else really out there. There's like I see this movie The Ritual, but I don't think that's going anywhere. So that's not even worth really mentioning. Yeah, the next big horror movie is 28 Years Later. That's 3 weeks from now. So this movie has time to play out. And for everything that's currently out there, I mean, there's only really Final Destination Bloodlines, but that's 3 weeks old. And that's really it. So, yeah, direct competition isn't too bad. So, yeah, I'll label that as a pro. Uh, Another pro, I guess I mentioned A24. Like when I talked about Friendship, I put them more in like the middle um category where they're neither a pro or a con. Here's a bit more of a pro because Bring Her Back, I mean, a movie like this, I mean, this is A24's bread and butter. This is what kind of made him famous. What gave him like, their solid reputation is their horror movies, because their horror movies are like unlike your typical mainstream horror movies, and some of them are very divisive, but they got people talking. That's what happened with Hereditary, and it became like a big hit for them. Like stuff like Hereditary and Talk to Me, and Midsommar, The Witch, Heretic, stuff like that. Like it gave A24 like a good reputation like in the horror sphere. So yeah, Bring Her Back definitely fits with that group. So yeah, I'd say that A24 here, it's a pro. Even though like in general the track record right now has been very spotty. I mean, Friendship has done decently well, I think. It did way better than I expected in its opening weekend last week. But let me check. Like it's yeah, Friendship. It's not doing too bad. It seems like that's actually going to be a sleeper hit. But other movies like Warfare didn't do that great. Death of a Unicorn didn't do that great. So yeah, the track record is still kind of spotty. But in this case, I think it'll be more positive than negative. Now its preview numbers. Mm, I'm not sure if they're good or bad. I mean, 850K, that's not a lot, but keep in mind this isn't like some big old movie that has like, as a well established fan base or anything like that. But compared to like say, I don't know. I guess let's go back to Talk to Me, just for comparison. Uh so yeah, Talk to Me, go back to that. If this loads, because it's a sweet time to load. Okay, how did that do Thursday preview wise? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, 1.2 million, so that's a bit of a drop off compared to that. So that's not great. What about Heretic? That came out recently. 1.2 million, album 10. Okay, what else? Trying to think of like recent A24 horror movies. And I pressed the wrong one. um well, Death of a Unicorn, that's more of a black comedy, but still. That 700K, that would be like 5.7 million. Okay. So its preview numbers really aren't that great. I guess preview numbers are a bit more of a con than a pro, but they're not like fatal or anything. I can't imagine this movie costs too much money to make. But I will check to be sure because I don't know what the budget for this is. It has to be like 10 million or below, realistically. Okay, so I don't even see a budget, so I don't know. But yeah, its preview numbers, they're not great, but they're not fatal either for this type of movie. So I guess that's more of a middle ground thing. Okay, for actual cons, the marketplace right now, I mean, there's a lot going on. You got Lilo and Stitch tearing it up. You got Mission Impossible Final Reckoning doing relatively solid for what it is. So you got those two movies like on the top of the food chain. But then like after that, we have like potential like blockbusters like every single week. Yeah, like next week, Ballerina. I'm not sure how that will do. It could do solid. I think How to Train Your Dragon, that remake should make some money. If Lilo and Stitch can make money, then that can make money too. And then you got 28 years later, after that. So there's a lot going to be going on. Bring Her Back could survive amongst all of that, but I'm not super sure. So yeah, the overall market and just how many potential blockbusters are going to be coming out in the next few weeks, back to back to back. that could be a con, but I'd say that's a minor con. Um, I'm not sure about any other serious cons. I guess I don't know. After watching the movie, I don't know. Some people might. I mean, like this movie, this is not like a fun time at the movies type of flick, and I expect that going into it. But yeah, this movie's just. It's not even like, scary. It's just evil. This is just a straight up evil movie at points. And some people might have a rather visceral reaction to that. So, yeah, that's also like a very minor con, but nothing not too serious. I mean, the cinema score tells me that people do generally think the movie is solid. But I guess just I don't know, real lack of serious buzz in comparison to Talk to Me. I would label that as a con, but I think that's really it. Yeah, so opening weekend, early numbers I've seen. Uh, blah blah blah. Let me see. I gotta find it. Expected to make between 6 to 7 million, but this was like yesterday's estimates, so they could go up or down. Um, but yeah, I guess I'll go with 7 million on like the higher end. And it's total. I mean, I don't know if it'll have as good as his legs will be as good as Talk to Me, but I don't think it'll be have like really short legs either. So maybe 20 million, 25 million, maybe. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. And yeah, that's it for Bring Her Back. Now we got another movie coming out. Yes, only 2 movies. I know, thank God, right? No 5 movie weekends here, although I have to deal with that next week, which I am not looking forward to at all. But we still gotta do Karate Kid Legends, and then we'll be done for the weekend. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My May recap, that should be about 2 weeks from now, roughly. Yeah, I'll make that video 2 weeks from now. So that, so the weekend How to Train Your Dragon, the remake comes out. That's when my May recap will drop. So yeah, I guess stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I went over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I've never talked about Bring Her Back ever. So there's that. But there's 250 episodes. You want to binge watch all of them from beginning to now. How they suggest you do that. So go do it. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.